Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Saint Maud. Saint Maud is the latest A24 horror film that follows Maud as she goes on a spiritual journey to find herself after a traumatic experience leads her to an interesting new patient. As she begins nursing as home care, she meets a new patient who utterly fascinates her and pushes her religious boundaries to the limit. I loved the trailer for Saint Maud when I first saw it. The Billie Eilish "See Me in a Crown" song playing over the trailer fits so perfectly with what we were watching on screen. It seemed like the perfectly dark, kind of twisted look at religion that you would expect from A24, and I was on board. Give me a slow burn A24 horror film, and usually I am down to clown, y'all. Now, this effort comes from Rose Glass, who is a first time feature film writer and director here. So that also really increased my interest, getting to see a female perspective on the topic and really what she was going to bring to the table. Because up until now, most of A24's like slow burn dark horrors have come from first time male directors or just male directors in general. They've hit it out of the park, but I was excited to see them kind of nurture a new female talent in the genre. And ultimately, I think Saint Maud was pretty great. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, I want to give credit to Rose Glass, the writer and director, first and foremost, because this film has so much style, just beautifully directed across the board. She made a lot of really subtle but wonderful choices with the camera work, with the shots that were selected, with the pacing. This is a short film, it's under an hour and a half. And I commend her for that from the script perspective and from a director's perspective because it's the perfect length for the story she was trying to tell. But the film looks stunning, and I think a lot of that is attributed to her vision as a director. Plus, the script is stellar. I think the screenplay is virtually perfect. It alludes to the different metaphors and underlying issues it needs to, while still giving the audience those great horror style moments that never feel out of place and really just add to the atmosphere of the film. Also, huge credit needs to go to Morfydd Clark, who plays Maud in this film. She is fantastic. What I really love about Clark's performance in this film is that she definitely creeps you out. She is giving you like, ugh, this woman is nuts. She is off her rocker vibes. But she constantly lures you back in to feel sorry for her. You feel for her, you feel for her plight, you empathize with this character while also being super creeped out by her. And it was just a wonderful display and a beautiful performance to bring all of that to light. Jennifer L plays the patient, Amanda. She's always wonderful, honestly, and she is fantastic in this film. I thought she was so good and played this character beautifully. And I really liked their dynamic on screen and on paper. It just all worked. So do be aware that it is a bit of a slow burn, but again, it's actually under an hour and a half long. It's like an hour and 20 some odd minutes. So it slow burns to a degree, but we really do get horrifying imagery as we move throughout, randomly and sporadically sprinkled in, and there is just this dark tension from start all the way through to the finish. There is an aura and an atmosphere of darkness and horror vibes that really just encases this film. And we hit a fever pitch by the end. I mean, the ending will leave you with your mouth just dropped to the floor. It is the perfect ending to a point. It's actually quite predictable. I knew where Maud was going, but just the way it is handled and the way it's delivered on screen is fantastic. Plus, I like this darker look at religion, religious fanaticism particularly, and how that mixes with mental illness and how those two can conflate and how those two can work together. And I think it does hint at a lot of the positives that religion has to mental health disorders. But when left unchecked, it also shows the darker side to that. Plus, it also has a lot to say about just kind of religion, period. Obviously, it's a movie called Saint Maud and it's a horror film. And it really executes the metaphors and the messages it's attempting to say really well. And so they come across and you're able to kind of take them in, mold them over after you've watched the film without anything being shoved into your face. So, what didn't work so well when it came to Saint Maud? Well, the only real things I can think that were glaring negatives for me were the kind of lack of backstory there. We get hints of it, we get like little pieces, and we get this character who comes back into Maud's life. And I just maybe wish all of that had been fleshed out a tad bit more. This was a very, very short film that could have spared 10 minutes, even 5 to 10 minutes, to just kind of give us a little bit more of that backstory with Maud's character and fleshed out that side character to make her a more significant person in this film. We also get this guy in the movie, I don't know, and he said some stuff that I really hated. I wish he had just been a sleazeball. Instead, they had to kind of like loop him back into an issue, which to a case I understand. It made it really gross, like really set it over the edge of vile, but I don't think we needed to go that far. Just what he was doing and the way he was behaving in general was vile enough that it would have made the point of her and her struggle. So overall, I think Saint Maud is pretty fantastic. I cannot wait for everyone to see this film. And of course, we will get that divisive commentary as most all A24 horror films bring along. But I personally think it was pretty fantastic. I can't wait to watch it again and soak in more of what it is that it's saying, what it is that it's doing, really evaluate all of Glass's decisions on screen because I do think it was a really fantastically made film. Some trigger warnings that do apply regarding sexual assault and religion, so just be warned before watching this film. It is not a jump scare fest for all of the mainstream horror fans. Know what you're going into. So overall, I think St. Maud is definitely worth a full price ticket. It is one that will be divisive, but one that I think was pretty great. So that is my review of St. Maud. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see St. Maud? And what is your favorite of those divisive A24 horror films? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!